What's going on, guys? Finally back in the shop. Finally gonna make a video that I know a lot of you have been wanting to see for a long time. It's probably gonna be a shorter video, but just kind of a video to show you the Wiring Specialties harness a lot better. I've already shown you guys most everything in the engine bay. Like I said, none of my wires are tucked or anything. Obviously I've still got that big main harness lead just dangling out there, but I've got everything hooked in now. Finally made an intake. Oh, got new wheels. There's some work two-piece wheels on the Z. Obviously I need a lot more tire on there, but we're gonna get there. I know the one thing all you guys have wanted to see is if the tack actually works, which is something that all of the companies have not been able to figure out yet, except for Wiring Specialties. I want to show you that it actually does work. Here we are in the car. There's the Wiring Specialties ECU and the CAN bus systems down there. You probably won't be able to hear me while the car is on, obviously, because I have open headers still, but I'm gonna fire it up if I can get this to focus. I'm gonna fire it up, show you guys that the tack is actually working. This is obviously the factory 350Z tack. Here goes nothing. It does an initial scan. The water temp goes up and down, and that's just doing its internal checks. And now you can see that the tack does work. Still the factory tack, working with the CAN bus system of Wiring Specialties. That was obviously the Wiring Specialties tuned ECU, their CAN system. Obviously I just showed you that it runs the tack, oil pressure, volts, all the factory gauges are working. The traction control button now is the fans. If you have traction control on, I believe, the fans turn on at a set temperature, like just how your factory car would have. If you hit the button and turn the traction control off, which you don't have traction control anymore, turn traction control off, that turns on the fans. It's like an override, so you can turn them on and off whenever you want. Pretty cool idea. It's just like you have a different switch for your fans. Right now, I don't know if you could see in the video, there were two ECUs laying on the ground. I had to get an F-body ECU. We couldn't get the tack to work with the GTO ECU, and that's why this video is so late. I know I wanted to get this guy out to you guys a lot sooner than what I did. The tack signal on a GTO ECU is apparently different than all of the other GM ECUs because those engines, the LS1s, came from Australia. I don't know, the Holden or whatever, they used them in the Holdens. GTOs are pretty much a Holden. And couldn't get the tack to work on there. That's why I didn't want to post the video. And sent me a F-body. You just saw it works great. Yuri, I think I'm saying his name right, Yuri from Wiring Specialties has been working with me recently on the GTO ECU and says he's got it figured out. They got the tack signal corrected, and I think he's going to send me that back, and I'm going to try it with the GTO ECU. But they lived up to what they said they were going to do. They got the tack working, they got all the factory gauges working. Easy plug and play system. Everything on this car is done now except for the clutch. I mean, obviously the clutch and everything's still in there, but I cannot get my clutch bled. The Willwood master cylinder apparently gets a little bubble at the end of it, so you lose pressure, like an air bubble, not a brake fluid bubble. It gets an air bubble in the end of the master. When you're bleeding the clutch with the pedal, you apparently can't get the plunger all the way in, and it leaves a little air bubble. Anyway, I've taken the master off twice now, re-bled it, and still can't get any clutch pressure. I've obviously re-bled it once it's in the car at the Sickie provided quick bleeder system. I don't know what to do. Still have no clutch. It just like grinds into gear. I started it in gear and drove it one day. I didn't show you guys that. It was terrifying. But I don't know what else to do. At this point, I'm about to like take it to a shop and see if they can get it bled. I really hope I don't have a bad slave cylinder or clutch or something. I don't know. That's about all I've got for you guys today. That's just my sob story of why I'm not driving it. But peace out and Godspeed.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets.